Hello and welcome back to How to Game Differently. Today, I have an extremely special guest. I have Johnny, who's not just the lead singer of one band, not even just two bands, three entire bands. Johnny, how do you do it? How do you run three bands?
I have two twin brothers. We're triplets. And no, okay. I don't. James, thanks for having me on. I don't know, man. It just I had my original baby band called Hardline, which a lot of you guys know of, and that morphed into Axel Rudi Pell, ARP. We call ARP. At the same time as ARP, I started Crush 40 with Jun Sonoy.
Yeah.
And those three main prominent bands became my life, and they all sort of cross-pollinate together, and I just keep kind of switching hats, and and it works. I don't know, man. I don't know how it happened. I'm glad it did.
So am I. So we're just talking before the recording. I was saying to Johnny about how I started hearing about you, which was through Crush 40, and then early this year I was listening to Hardline, and I said to you, like, where have you been all my life? It's just just like solid classic 80s rock. And like the last album we did that came out like in July actually this year, phenomenal.
Heart, Mind, and Soul.
Phenomenal album. Like I've just been listening to it on repeat, and honestly it's probably my album of the year. And I'm not just saying that because you're in front of me. Honestly to God, like it's an absolutely amazing album. So do go pick it up if you haven't done already, if you're first listening. And
thank you, brother.
So no worries, mate, no worries. So what I wanted to talk to you about was, how Crush 40 started off, your relationship with the fans and such, and then kind of like how it all transitions through the different bands as well, like if there was has been any differences and such. So yeah, first question for you, like, how did Crush 40 all start off for you? So obviously, like you say, you got June, who's the other guy in the band with you.
Right.
From my understanding, he contacted you because he enjoyed your stuff. So what went on from there?
Yeah. So that's exactly correct, James. So Jun Sonoy was and still is a Sega employee, works for Sega. He handles all the music production and sound effects. I mean, the guy works so hard. I've never known anyone to work harder than June. I mean, amazing. He literally sleeps like 2 hours a day, or a night. Sometimes it is during the day, and he's just always working. He's incredible. But June was a Hardline fan. He was a big Hardline fan.
Oh.
And that's so. In 1992, when you were just a little baby.
Yeah, I was born.
You weren't born, were you?
No, I was born in 1992. You were born in 92.
Okay. So when you were a fetus, and I was out on the road in 92, June was a big fan of Hardline. He contacted me through one of our sort of affiliate bandmates.
Yeah.
And they called me and they said, there's this guy in Japan, works for Sega, that wants I guess we had email. We just started with email back then. And I said, yeah, sure, no problem. So June contacted me and said, look, I'm a big fan of Hardline and I work for Sega. And what would you think about singing on some songs for games? And I'm like, games? What's a game? I mean, look, I'm an old guy, right? And so I was accustomed to the plug-in little Pong, bing, bong, bing. I mean, that's literally what we had. And like, we stepped up when Frogger came out, and we could like jump across the little lily pad things.
Yeah.
Or the logs. That's what it was. Logs, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was amazing stuff. Okay, for my time, it's like wow, and like to have it in color and stuff. So anyway, God, I'm really making myself old as hell. But so yeah, that's how that whole thing started. I said, well, sure. So let's check it out. And he sent me some songs, this was prior to Crush 40. This was what we called the band Sons of Angels. And then we we had to get rid of that name because there was another band called that. I think they actually were from England too, if I recall. But anyway,
okay.
Yeah. So anyway, June flew to Los Angeles where I lived at the time, and we met in the studio and we cranked out, oh gosh, I don't remember, 7, 8, 9 songs for the NASCAR Sega.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. The physical game. And yeah, and from there it all began. And then that was released. He said, hey, we have a little problem with the name. And so we can't use this name. And I said, you know what, man? So this all makes sense to me. We should form a band because at the time I referred to everyone as kids. I still do. So the kids will either buy the game because they want to play the game, or they'll buy the game because they want to enjoy the music, or both. Just like a movie, you have a movie soundtrack. So that's how it all started. And he goes, well, what do you want to do? So I think at the time I was in my 30s and I never wanted to turn 40 years old. So I said, let's call the band Crush 40 because I never want to turn 40.
Oh, so that's where it came from.
That's where it came from. There was no deep thought in that whatsoever. I was just like, God, I don't want to ever turn 40 years old. It just seems so damn old.
And you still haven't, have you?
Now I got to do Crush 60, bro. But anyway, so Crush 40 was born, and then it rolled out from there. Next opportunity to, he would contact me. Hey, Johnny, there's a new game. Sega would like you to sing on this song, and let me send you all the information. It was really cool, James, is I still have them too. I wish I could show the fans, but I'm not allowed because it's really technically Sega's property. But I would get these little sketches, all hand drawn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like storyboards.
Yeah.
So I'd get all the storyboards and I'd get a little bit of information. Some was in Japanese, which was useless for me. And then in English of these little scenes, and they would set it up. Like, this is the scene, and this is what we kind of, want the feel to be. And I'd go in the studio. June would have a little riff idea, and I would just create. So, I mean, that's the way. Live and Learn, I Am, What I'm Made Of. All those songs stemmed from a piece of paper with drawing and a sort of like a scene, a plot.
Yeah.
And then we built it from there. So, and it wasn't until, I know you have a lot of questions, but I'll
it's all right. No, this is amazing. Keep going.
Oh, James, I can go on and on about this stuff. But, it wasn't until just a few years ago where I really understood the impact that the Crush 40 music had and has with the game. I didn't quite get it. As a matter of fact, when I wrote Live and Learn and I sent off the files to June, because we worked a lot through computers, just sending files back and forth, I asked him, is it good? Is this song good, bro? Are you sure this song, did I do okay? Is this good? He's like, it's great. I'm like, are you sure? So I was still, unsure of whether it worked or not. But now millions and millions of fans around the world and a gazillion views on YouTube, and that pretty much sets the tone for it.
I was going to say, I think I counted to at least like 200,000 views listening to the song.
Those were just your views, right? Just listening.
Yeah. Just constant, mate. I don't listen to anything else. So just listen to you.
Thank you, brother. You know what's wild, James? Is I went onto YouTube the other day and I just took Live and Learn and I'm All of Me, and just my searching just Crush 40 alone, not people's remakes and mixes and this and that.
Yeah.
There was over 100 million views of just those two songs alone.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway.
Now it's really interesting to hear, because like from my experience, the very first song I heard from you was Open Your Heart.
Oh yeah.
From Sonic Adventure. And because you've never actually played the games, is that correct?
That is very correct.
Yes. Okay. Well, we won't go too deep into that subject, but anyway, one of the coolest parts of the game is that it has a little intro before the game even starts, and it's like a city falling apart, and you got chaos coming through, and then your song kicks in, and it just builds up this epic storytelling of like Sonic and all the other characters racing to try and defeat the to defeat chaos, and it's just like, open your heart, just screaming in the background, and it just builds up everything. And then the very final boss, which they've kept for so many of the games, like in Adventure 2 with Live and Learn, Sonic Heroes with What I'm Made Of, which is also one of my other favorites of yours, because you don't not many people talk about it, but I think it's an absolutely amazing song. But all these are like final boss battle songs, and it just again builds the suspense and the like epicness of the big fights, because it's, you know, drums, guitars, your like vocals are screaming out, and it just really motivates as well. And I don't know if many people have said that, like just your voice and everything just really motivates and drives people.
Yeah, thank you, brother. I've heard that before, and I will tell you, because I'll answer the question for you. Here's why I never played the game. Okay. Any of them. I played a little Sonic All-Stars Racing with my son when he was little. I didn't play the game because I didn't want to get to know the characters too much.
Okay.
I thought that it would hinder my writing if I maybe liked a character more than another character, or got to really understand a character's personality more than another character. And I was fearful that it would affect the way I would write. And that's hard to do, because I want to play the game just to try it. I'm a shitty gamer, but I wanted to do it, but I was fearful of doing it because I didn't want to interrupt my whole flow. Because
of course,
like I said earlier, I just want to understand what the scene is, and musically, I want to bring that scene to life.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like looking at everything very microscopically as an artist, and not looking at I didn't want to be swayed by the whole game, or what's going to happen here. What is it? I didn't need to know, because that would be too broad, too wide, too much. I just wanted to edit in small pieces, and that's exactly what I did for the entire freaking 20 plus years. Literally, I have games probably in my shelving here. I'm sort of in my office room.
Yeah.
Never been opened. Every time I get a game, they send me all the games in the different versions, and never been opened.
Well, that holds a massive value, I have to say.
Maybe so, huh?
you got your own little fortune there. So,
well, what the fortune is, the memories that I have with all of you guys. That's where someday all that stuff will go for a charity auction, and I give it back to everybody, because it's
nice.
fans like you, James. It's the entire Sega community, and the entire franchise, all the Crush 40 fans. I mean, they're the ones that really empowered and made this what it is: the games, the music, Crush 40, everything. So I'm extremely grateful.
And that actually leads into my next question. It's what's been your favorite experiences with the Sonic fans? Because they're an absolutely passionate fan base. I know a lot of fan bases are very passionate about what goes on in their things, but Sonic fans, they're very very vocal about what they like and don't like and things. So like I say, what's been like your favorite moments with the Sonic fans?
So I think favorite moments have been the moments that I was not aware of. For example, when I show up to do an Axel Rudi Pell show in St. Petersburg, Russia, or in Moscow, and half the audience, thousands of people, have Sonic shirts on and Crush 40 shirts. I think that is the most incredible experience ever. I mean, it's shocking. You don't, what's best for me, in my experience, is really understanding how massive the audience is and the fans and how true the fans are.
Yeah.
I mean, around the world, I mean, every part of this world, there are Sonic fans and Crush 40 fans. So going to a show or visiting a different country and being surrounded by Crush 40 fans and Sonic fans, that for me is absolutely amazing. And I will tell you another really cool thing that happened. I mean, I have so many wonderful experiences with Crush 40 and touring around and stuff like that. But I never forget, I was getting ready. I was doing on my way to an event, and I was going to perform at an event. And I was picked up at the airport, and there were a couple other guys in the van on our way to go to the hotel, get ready for this event. And I mean, I'm a professional singer. I've done a pretty nice career, but I'm still
Fantastic
Johnny.
career.
Thank you. I mean, I'm still Johnny. I still introduce myself, and I'm in this van. I'm like, hi everybody. I'm just want to introduce myself. I'm Johnny from Crush 40, and the entire van just started laughing their asses off. They just started laughing so hard. And one of the guys, which is now one of my great buddies, is Caddy, who's a YouTuber, and it was Caddy who I said, what's so funny? He's like, you don't understand, man. We know who you are. You have altered our childhood memories for life. I'm like, what? And they're like, what? Don't you get it? We grew up with you.
Yeah.
You were our childhood. And so when I hear that, that is just like, whoa. And I literally called my wife and I said, and so now I'm probably, oh my God, 18 years into it already.
Yeah.
And I called my wife and I said, I missed something. I missed something really vital in this whole Crush 40 career. I missed the impact it had on the fans and on everyone's lives. I missed that part. I did my job. I wrote the song for the game, but I didn't go farther by tying in the emotion it has to the fans and for the fans. And it was that event where everything changed for me emotionally, about really understanding what the franchise is about and the fans are about. So anyway, I could go on and on, but
that's a fantastic story, and like you hit the nail on the head. It's so impactful for so many people's childhoods. For like my generation. Like I said, a lot of the games. One of the coolest features was that when you completed certain levels and unlocked, you basically unlocked the songs, and there was like a music section. You could just put them on repeat and stuff. I'd be playing my room. I had a GameCube which had the Sonic games on. I would just have it playing in the background. I wasn't playing the game. I was just listening to you and the rest of the tracks on there, just absorbing it.
That's awesome.
And then, and I still listen to everything now. It's just one of those nostalgic. I guess it's kind of become a comfort music in a way. Because it brings you to that safe place because of when you were a kid and all that kind of stuff. So it's been amazing, absolutely amazing, the music you've done.
That's awesome. And that is the ultimate reward for the musician. As an artist, we create music to affect people. And for me, just like the new Hardline album that's out called Heart, Mind, and Soul, that album is just literally filled with great message that I hope people really get. And so the artist wants to affect someone, and then you hope in your career that someone comes up to you and pulls on you and goes, listen, Johnny, that song that you wrote changed my life, or it did this to me, or made me feel like I could, lift 100 kilo, whatever it is. That's the reward. That's the reward. Everything else, look, that's all secondary. The fame and the money and all that stuff, that has nothing it means nothing if you don't affect the people that you're writing the music for. So that's the ultimate reward. So I'm glad that I was a part of your childhood. That's cool.
Oh,
Really
no,
amazing.
definitely. And it's interesting you say that because your previous album, Life, when I was listening to that, it just everything in it was just emotion. I really felt the emotion just coming through it, and you rarely get albums like that, I find, and it was just beautiful, honestly, absolutely beautiful
Thank
just
you.
listening to it. And I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit to a question, but you on the album you did a cover of a Queen song called Who Wants to Live Forever.
Who
Now,
wants to live forever? Yep. Sorry.
no, I could have you sing that all day. But no, I was
an English
curious.
band, wasn't it?
Quite
Queen,
possibly.
I think so, but my
They were a
cousin,
little underground band,
yeah,
not many
tiny,
people heard of them. Yeah. But no, I was curious because from my understanding, Hardline hadn't really done too many covers, particularly on their albums. And yet, for this really emotional album and including this song, I was curious, like, was it that it had a very strong connection to you, that song in particular?
Yes. So a couple things, went on there. So the Queen movie was coming out, and I'm a massive Freddie Mercury fan, one of the most talented writers, singers ever.
Yeah.
And I just I always loved that song. I'll never forget. Well, I'll finish the thought. I just wanted to do it as a tribute. I didn't want to do it to say, hey, Freddie, I can sing it as good, or I can sing it better. It was nothing like that. It was, I love this song, the power of the song, the emotion in the song. I want to sing it. It's one of those songs as an artist, you go, God, I wish I wrote that song. Damn it, I wish I wrote that song. And I hear a lot of those. That's one that I said, I wish I wrote it, but I didn't, but I can sing it. So and so that's what happened there. Also, that song, I don't remember who did it, but the American Idol talent show on TV.
Oh yes, yeah.
So someone did the song, and I'll never forget. My daughter was young, which was another reason why I wanted to do it. And after the person gave the performance, my daughter said, "Oh," she was little. She was, "That was incredible." I went, "What? Incredible? You want to hear incredible?" And I went to the computer, I pulled up Freddie Mercury, and I played the real song. I said, "Now this is incredible. That wasn't incredible. This is incredible." And she was like, "Okay, Dad." I'm like, "Oh, this is..." So anyway, so then things come full circle, and then life, it just kind of fit into the total feel of the Hardline album, Life. And I just wanted to do it. I literally pulled it out of thin air and said, I want to sing this. The movie's coming out. I love Freddie. I love this song. Let's just do this song. And we did it like in a matter of a couple of days. We just knocked it out.
And it's a phenomenal cover of the song, I have to say. It's definitely up there with one of my all-time favorite versions of that song. Obviously, the original being up there and stuff. But yeah, sure. Absolutely amazing.
Thanks.
So just jumping, so I think you kind of answered this question earlier. With having the three bands, obviously now you've mentioned like there's a big crossover with the fan base then for all three of the bands. Like you go to one gig, they're wearing all different shirts and stuff, which is amazing in its own right. And to be honest, I think I kind of gathered that would be the answer, because that's what I learned as well from listening to Hardline this year. And there's the first song, I'm terrible with names of songs, but the first song on the new album,
Fuel to the Fire.
Fuel to the Fire, that's the one.
And then Surrender after that one. Yeah.
Yeah. You start off with a whoa, whoa, whoa,
whoa, whoa. Yeah.
Now that is just like, for me, straight out of Crush 40, it's just, you have so many of that. So it's just like, it all connects in at the end of it. Because I was curious, like with writing for and producing the music for Crush 40, obviously, you're saying you had some like story panels, so you're kind of like working off from there. I'm guessing June would have given you some slight direction of like, it needs to be a a hard hitter or a kind of like a poppy type of song. Like Sonic Heroes is very uplifting compared to the rest of them.
Yeah.
And then like all of what's it called? I All of Me.
Yeah,
I Am All of Me. You know, that's
yeah.
quite a gritty version of music. So there's quite a
Yeah.
lot of difference. Did you find that like difficult having to adapt to all these different styles?
No, oddly. So what's really great is that the fan base has cross-pollinated. So if you're a Crush 40 fan, you might be a Hardline fan like yourself.
Yeah.
If you're a Hardline fan, then you start venturing in. Let me listen to Johnny sing heavier in Axel Rudi Pell and ARP in Germany. So then you go, whoa, I like that song's heavy. Oh. And I don't know how that happened. I'm just grateful that it did happen. So the fanship has cross-pollinated through all three bands. But as far as like musically between, they're all different musicians. So each band is obviously a different musician base. And so it has a completely different style, sound, and product.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I don't know how or why, I just have a way to just like, okay, flip the switch. Now it's Crush 40s, flip the switch. Now it's Axel Rudi Pell, flip the switch, it's Hardline, or it's another project, whatever I'm working on. But with Crush 40, our process for writing has always been this. It's always been June starting by explaining what the objective is. Okay, we're going to write a scene. It's the end scene. It's a middle scene. It's a powerful thing, blah, 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 whatever. And I want it to sound like, and then he'll name a band. Like, I want it to sound like Van Halen. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
And so here's a couple of ideas. And then from there, I just melodically and lyrically, I just do my thing, man. I don't know how it happens. And every time I finish the song, I go, God, thank you. Because I don't know, the ideas just keep coming, and that's our process. So it starts with sort of like this is what I'm trying to, I'd like it to feel like.
Yeah.
And here's some music. And listen, I will tell you, James, June and I have hundreds of pieces of songs that are not finished.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you first, because I have told no one this is the first, that we are in the process of creating a brand new Crush 40 album. We have 2 songs already that we're working on, that I'm working on in the studio. So when I said I was almost late for this interview, it's because I was up in my studio working.
Amazing. Yeah.
We have a goal to put out the brand new album by the summer of 2022. So we are literally working on it right now. Brand new. It's not affiliated with any game as of right now. It's a Crush 40 album. June and I, we're musicians. We want to make music. We want to make more music for the fans. And so that's what's going on. But anyway, that's our process for writing. That's how we've done it with every single song. Sometimes I was on a vacation or on a holiday, and I'd get an emergency email. Johnny, can you write the song real quick? We need a song for, and I think I have to ask my family. I never forget, we were in this big RV thing going across the US. I said, family, Dad's got to pull over. I got to write a song. And I wrote one of the big, it might have been I'm All of Me, but I wrote one of those big Crush songs while I was on vacation in like a camper. So, I mean, you just, when work calls, and, and you just do what you got to do. But anyway, that's our writing process. And we still do it today. He still sends me pieces. He goes, I hear this kind of vibe to it. And I go, okay, let me see. And either I hear it or we shelf it. We go, no, I don't hear anything here. What else you got? I got this riff. I got I like this. And then I sing on top of it. Somewhere out there in the YouTube universe, there's music of me scatting. Scatting is when you're just fake singing, like, no words.
Oh yeah.
Not saying anything. And somehow that demo got out there. I have no idea how it did, but it did. But that's how it starts with little scatting and thinking about it lyrically and how it makes you feel. And then it just comes out. So James, this is live. Obviously, we're speaking live. And I will tell you, I have 2 dogs, and one may have to go outside in a little bit. So we may have
That's fine.
30 seconds. But anyway, this is real life, people. Real life. I'm a real human with real dogs.
It's ironic. Every interview or live chat I've done with people, their pets just come along. I did one, and then this lovely lady from France, her cat just joined in, and like the cat became a guest. You know. So.
I have this little. This little Labrador. Her name is Alice. She's waiting at the door. Then I have a bird dog. This is Hobo. And so she'll start scratching at the door. Just give me a few minutes, Alice. Calm yourself down over there. She's real quiet. She'll scratch a little bit. But anyway, okay. What else you got, brother?
Just let me know if you need to attend. That's fine.
Yeah,
so obviously a couple of months ago, it was the 30th anniversary symphony. Can't even say it. For Sonic the Hedgehog, and obviously Crush 40 was a massive part of that. And because I don't know how much you like read the comments from some of these videos, but their highlights were Crush 40. Like, they enjoyed the orchestral music and everything, but as soon as you guys hit onto it, it was like, yeah, this is when it starts and all this kind of stuff.
It's all I did. I watched it.
I
watched it unfold live. I had a friend in town from California, and he wanted to go to this famous pizza shop. And I said, okay, we can go, but I need to stream this thing. I need to watch this. Yeah. And I watched some of it there, and I said, okay, come on, we'll take the rest home. I got to watch. And I was watching all the comments, and I was just like, I will tell you, it was emotional for me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I mean, I think about it, I get a little juiced up. It was emotional to see those comments and what those songs meant, and what people were saying it was incredible. And then 2 million plus views, and it just keeps growing. And man, and now they're going to bundle this, and they're going to turn this into an album, and there's so much that we may do with this. We may even take that whole orchestra on tour in major cities. We're talking about that. There's even talk that this whole production may win a Grammy for orchestration. Oh, wow. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on around that 30th anniversary. So that was very, very special and very, very awesome. I'm going to text my wife and see if she can put the dog out. Isn't this funny? Real life, people. I actually have a real life.
That's it. You look at these rock stars, you think they're out there partying all night long, getting drunk and all sorts, and this is reality.
No, we're cleaning up dog crap on the side of the house because the dog has to go. Okay, bro, sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I was going to ask, like, on the whole the 30th anniversary and everything, what was it like actually doing the recording? Because obviously June's there with the rest of the band, and then I'm guessing this is you at home doing the recording and stuff. So did you link up at the same time doing the recording?
Yeah, so the link was hell. It was so hard to do, but we had great technical people, and I don't even understand all that stuff, but I just know I had to link through this and click through that and be ready. And it was literally like a little section of my studio that I used. And that was like a little my iPhone recording. That was not a professional thing.
Really?
They had all that over there. Yeah, no, I mean, we had to do what we had to do to make it right, but it works. You know what I mean? It works, and I was amazed at the post-production, like how they made it all look and stuff.
They had awesome like little clip videos, and it had like the game, and then you, exactly. and it looked like you were having a lot of fun as well.
Oh man, I love this music, and and thinking, when I watch it now, I go, I should have got, thanks, hon. No, they know, everyone knows this, it's real life. Shit, okay, sorry. So, yeah, I mean, looking back now, I go, man, I should have done it in an even larger place in my home, and just like, wow, because I really, that music still to this day excites me to no end.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but I really love. I was amazed at how they did the production. I was amazed with the comments. I was amazed with the number of views. I was amazed with the orchestration. I couldn't believe it. It was just like, wow. And then I too watched it over and over again after it was all, on the tube, permanently.
Yeah, and it felt like an actual concert as well. The way it was all set up, even like with the encore, you had the whole, "Do you want more? Do you want more?" And even though it's just text. Like you saw the comments, even I was like, yeah, come on.
Yeah, I know that. So what I would do was I would just imagine that the fans were there. I mean, I knew they were there. I just couldn't see them. You know what I mean?
You didn't have like a picture of like a lot of people.
I should have, like all these bobbleheads. But you know what, I gotta tell you, so some of the big venues that we play, I mean, with Hardline, with Axel Rudi Pell, for example, we play 40, 50, 60, 70, 80,000 seaters. And I can't see the people, bro. The lights are so bright. I can see the first couple rows and then 50,000 people back. I can't see them. It's just like blinded. So it was sort of like, the same thing. I just imagined they were there and I knew they were listening, and I'm going to perform for everyone. That was, it was okay. It didn't feel unnatural to me at all. It was cool. I liked it. I'll do it again, like maybe tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. I'm busy tomorrow.
You're busy doing the new album, aren't you? So
oh my God. I have so much work.
Speaking of albums, so obviously, we've touched on that new album, Heart, Mind and Soul. Was that created all remotely?
Yes.
During the pandemic?
100%. Okay, so some of the band resides in Italy, and our bass player, Anna, lives in Florida. I live, bordering state to New York and Connecticut. And so, yes, we had to do it remotely, which is not a problem in these incredibly technological times.
Yeah.
And it was a terribly good time to do it. It was the height of COVID, and we were home anyway, and so it just it worked fine. As a matter of fact, it gave me no excuse or reason to do anything but focus on that. So it was pretty cool.
That's really cool. Yeah. Because that was just interesting to like kind of hear the process of it, because I did hear a lot of singers be able to manage it, but like for my own work, we struggle really badly with doing remote meetings and stuff, and I always find like you lose a massive connection with people just like being in front of them and that. So it was interesting to like if it was too different at all. Like, do you think?
No. So here's what makes it easy is the fact that this band and just like June and I and Axel and I, there's a chemistry. So we know each other so well that there would be nothing that he would, like, let's say Alessandro as the producer for Hardline, there would be nothing that would be shocking or like, what is this? We just know our process and we work fast. It was completely fine. Not my preference, because it's always better for a band to be together just for that energy. But we can, we're all professional musicians, and we know where we need to bring the music to what level, and so it wasn't a problem for us at all. As a matter of fact, I think we were all much more focused.
Okay, that's really interesting.
We weren't distracted by, I have to leave. I've got to go. I've got this meeting over here, and I've got to go with this blah, blah, blah. No, we're stuck at home, so let's just work.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so a lot more of a relaxed environment for all of you.
Totally.
That's cool.
Totally.
So I kind of mentioned this before.
Hey, keep it down in there. Sorry.
So you did a tweet not too long ago about the Sonic movie, where there's you know, a potential that you might be in the film. Now, I didn't know if you could share with people what, you know, that part of the film is.
So yeah, so let me tell you exactly what's happening with the Sonic movie and Crush 40. We are.
Johnny, Johnny, you're breaking up, Johnny. Hello, Johnny. Oh.
And that's all I can tell you. Hey man, I gotta wrap it up. We gotta get going, bro.
Okay, all right, no, that's fine. I appreciate that. No, like Johnny, thank you so much for taking the time to do this with me. You know, like I said to you, been listening to you since I was a kid. You're an absolute legend. And one of the beautiful things that I've noticed is that you are taking the time to talk to your fans and such. What just a shout out I want to do actually, because I watched an interview you did with Jack Lucas Caffrey. So I'll leave a link down in the description because he does an amazing interview with you, all of like pretty much the history from like Hardline and everything like that. And again, he's another small YouTuber, so any support to us small YouTubers in any way possible. But yeah, no, it's wonderful that you're taking that time to talk to us, the fans and stuff. So thank you so much for doing that.
James, you're welcome, man. Thank you. You guys are the lifeblood of my career. And if you, I mean, if you think about this, if it wasn't for you guys, what would I have? What would the music be? It would be just music.
Yeah.
But you guys are my lifeblood in my career. So I respect everyone, and I'm willing to make as much time that I possibly can to talk to anyone about music and about, you know, Crush 40 and all the bands. So thank you guys, and you.
You're welcome. From everyone that listens to you, you're welcome, my friend. So Johnny has got various different social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. So I'll leave all the links into the description so you can check Johnny out and everything he does, because like I say, everything you do is amazing. And I honestly mean that.
Oh, thank you.
So I hope you enjoyed this interview. If you did, leave a like. And if you haven't already, do look to subscribe to How to Game Differently and click on that notification bell to let YouTube alert you that there's a brand new video from How to Game Differently. And thank you, Johnny. Again, thank you so much for doing this for me.
Thank you, mate. Be well, be safe, and I hope to see everybody soon out on the road. Very, very soon, I hope.
Definitely. So thanks again, and we will speak to you soon. Goodbye.
Take care, man. Have a good one too.